What makes the person Oscar Wilde so interesting and special for you?
Because for me, he's like a Christ figure. I think as a gay man working in a fairly heterosexual, extremely heterosexual business, I think you can't fail but be inspired by someone like Oscar Wilde, who was so punished for simply being homosexual.
That's true. Is it coincidence or not? You starred in the movie An Ideal Husband, also in the play, and it was based on a story of Oscar Wilde.
Yes, I did. My relationship with Wilde professionally began when I did a play of the Picture of Dorian Gray, and I naturally, I think it was a great fit for me playing the Wilde dialogue. I instinctively knew how to do it, and the audiences and I got along very well doing it. So. Just naturally, I started doing more and more things. So then The Ideal Husband happened, the film, and then The Importance of Being Earnest. And then when I finally started thinking of what kind of role I would try and write for myself, Wilde seemed to be the obvious character.
You worked together with some very talented directors in your career. I suppose they all had a different approach. I give you some names. Can you describe what you learned from them that you used now as a director? We can start with Mike Newell.
Nothing.
How come?
I didn't like working with him.
Oh, okay. Andrei Konchalovsky.
I loved working for Andrei Konchalovsky. Andrei Konchalovsky allowed everybody to indulge in their fantasy of the acting, and he was very supportive and excited by everything that the actors did. And actually, his film, I loved working with him.
Francesco Rossi.
Francesco Rossi was a completely new experience for me because I'd never worked in that kind of very organized Italian aesthetic, and it was absolutely wonderful. He worked with, one of the most famous cinematographers in the world ever, called Pasqualino de Santis, Tonino Guerra, his screenplay writer. Everything about working with Rosie was kind of epic. He was a difficult director to work with partly because I was so unsuited to the role I was playing, really. But it's still one of my favorite films that I've ever made.
Paul Schrader.
Paul Schrader I loved working with. He was a mad and very, very, kind of grand, but also very really he loved to laugh, and he was very intense about the work, and he was very supportive as a director. Basically, I think for me, the directors are in only two categories for an actor: ones who try and control you all the time, which is what Mike Newell did, and they try and kind of strangle you into a performance, and the others that trust you and want to celebrate with you the playing of a role.
Robert Altman.
I love working with you. Robert Altman also. He was excited by everything the actors did, and I think for him choosing the actor was the main thing, and after that, he wanted the actor to come up with the stuff. He wanted you to come up with improvised dialogue. You had to go off with other actors and decide what you were going to talk about in the scenes. And this was, really wonderful. And he got great results.
Yes.
Always great results from Altman with actors.
Last but not least, John Schlesinger.
John Schlesinger was a lovely director, and he was a great friend of mine, but I really, we got to do a film when he was not very well.
No, it was his last film.
It was his last film, yes. And I think he felt it was beyond him in a way, and he got slightly lost in it, and I think we didn't help him enough, really, at that stage. I didn't. and it's a story that I regret a lot, because I think I could have been more helpful to him in the job if I'd thought about it more.
With all the things you've experienced,
but he's a wonderful director.
Yes,
Wonderful director.
Yes. He made classics in the
Classics,
70s.
and even the ones that people don't like. For example, like Day of the Locust, one of my very favourite films.
It's a cult movie now.
I love it. Yeah, it's a cult movie. He was a wonderful director and a great friend of mine.
With all the things you've experienced now as a director, would you do it again?
I would like to.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And was it easy to act in your own film?
Yes, it was. But maybe that was because of the 10 years I'd had to prepare it. I didn't even need to read the script. I knew everybody's part. Because in all those years when you question things, maybe this is wrong, maybe not, you know, it meant that I knew it very, 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 very well. And I think that probably helped me a lot. I was completely sure about it and what I wanted to try and achieve, in a way.
In your own words, why do people have to see the movie The Happy Prince?
They don't have to. I think I always feel shy when people say to you things like, "What is your message in your film?" Because I think that's, in a way, this notion of trying to instruct people how to look at a film is what, in a way, has gone wrong with world cinema. Is because now everybody is thinking about how they can manipulate the audience. I don't want to manipulate the audience. I simply loved the story, and for some reason had enough stamina and tenacity to make it. And all I can really hope is that my affection and fascination and passion for it is enough to kind of get over the screen and into the hearts of the spectators. But I don't know, for me it's an important story, and all I can hope is that other people see it in the way that I see it. But I don't know why. I think it's an amazing story. That would be my only reason to say to people, come to the film. But otherwise, I think it's a bit impertinent for the filmmaker to say, "Oh, you should really come and see this movie," because I don't know.
But you can, because your performance is wonderful. So I hope they give you a nomination for one of the film prizes in the world.
I'm getting a star at the Oostende.
Yes,
Film
I know.
Later,
but
so that's
yes,
already something good.
we will be there. Yes,
I'm going to buy a flat here and then go there every day and just sit by the star.
But that's more for your career, I suppose. They give you a star. But
Well,
for this performance, I hope they will give you a nomination for Golden Globes or Oscars, or you deserve this.
Well, that's very kind. But all I care about is hoping that people go and see it and enjoy it. That's the main thing. Those things are, I think, I mean, obviously they're wonderful, but it's wonderful when people like your film. That's an amazing feeling.
We go almost to the end. Are you still writing? You did some novels and articles in Variety, and do you still do that?
Autobiographies, yes, I've done 2, and I'm writing another one, and I'm writing more scripts and keeping going on in all areas if I can.
Okay. What is the next future, the near future for you as an actor, or?
I don't know at the moment.
Don't have any plans next month, or no?
No, because I still have so many openings of my film. I have to keep going with the film really till January or February next year anyway, because I've got Australia at the end of the year and America in October and November, and anyway I don't have a job, so hopefully I'll get one.
Mr. Everett, thank you very much for your time, and good luck with the movie.
Thank you very much.